Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your timeless empowerment and love reading. If you have been feeling a little bit of this, the need to conform or the need to fit in, this reading might have a message for you. This oracle card reading is a timeless reading. It is for Pisces, sun, moon, and ascendant. And as we are an amalgamation of a bunch of zodiac soup, the title might have drawn you in. And if you resonated with the title, you may have a message here for you. So we're going to use today, I think we're going to go ahead and use the Zodiac 180 to begin this reading. I'm going to give it a little shuffle here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Debbie Dubois. And in my channel, we talk about spirituality. We talk about empowerment, and we talk about the new love and relationship blueprint that I have definitely seen coming in for us very quickly. The loose sponsor of my channel and my videos is Intuit Oracle. I have a business with my business partner Kimberly Aria, who creates incredible cards with keywords on them, which our aim and our goal in our business is to help people learn how to read cards for themselves, because nobody knows your situation like you do. And when you're, looking at this reading, if you feel so inclined, go ahead and stop the video and look at some of the cards. The keywords may pop off at you that even further clarify the messages for you. All right, so we're going to get started by pulling some cards. And, I was tuning into I had pre-selected I want to show you this. I use the healing deck before I start a reading. This is the Soul Expansion Trio, and it really gives me a super good area to hone in on. Like, what are you feeling, Pisces? What's going on with you? And of course, it may or may not resonate at this time. That's why my readings are timeless. And then I clarify with the focus deck, and that gives me a little bit more specifics in terms of where I'm going with the energies of the reading. And the card Freedom came up. And so as I'm pulling these cards, I want to just give you an idea of some of my initial thoughts. Such a big part of where we're at right now is fitting in with people. And we've got so much polarization going on in the world. And it's like you're trying to figure out where you fit. And there's a big pressure right now to pick a side, any side. We got the blinders. There's that victim mentality that I'm feeling right now. Because I'm kind of feeling into the energy of it. And it's almost like having to pick a side or conform with a peer group or your soul tribe, or that it's almost like, how can you do that and really still remain in your freedom? Because we have echo chambers going on. Oh my gosh. Echo chamber is actually on this card. And I just looked down at it as I said the word echo chamber. Like I said the word echo chamber and looked down. Boom. There it is. There's been a lot of that energy calling to us right now, that we're really, like, by the design of social media, we are finding ourselves in echo chambers because algorithms are going to deliver up what's needed for you to stay in conformity, right, with what you're already following. So you're going to hear your friends, oh gosh, yes, we've got the knot is about complex situations and feeling bound up. And that works against your freedom. So yeah, there seems to be a lot of energy here for Pisces about maybe going in and figuring out where you stand on where you belong. Do you fit in? Are you going to conform to the echo chamber? We got the oak tree. I did get a timing card of 50-50. I'm setting aside because it's saying things could go either way, and I don't know specifically if that even pertains to this reading. We got the cross. That's sacrificing. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the impression that it's almost like you might be compromising some of your own viewpoints. You might be sacrificing for the greater good. You think that you need to kind of fit in with everybody to so that it all is for the greater good. We got the fishing pole. That's working on reflection, you know, looking in the mirror, self-reliance, extending yourself, mentoring others. So we're talking about people conforming. Let's see what else we're getting. Whoa, birdcage. Oh my gosh. So someone that's tuned into this reading is feeling a lot of pressure to fit in. It's almost like I'm going to get too far into the energies of it until I get all the cards on the table. Wow. But listen, you're getting the map, which is talking about looking at, you know, exploring your way through the situation. And the balloons is offering you the opportunity to go into a higher vibe situation, which I kind of equate. Look at those. What are these actually? They're birds. You know, I never even really looked at that. These are the birds. These are the flying. This is that equivalent of the balloons. There's that freedom. It even says freedom on the card. Isn't that crazy? And so when stuff like that happens when I'm reading cards, that's why I do this. I absolutely love when you're getting intuition and then something comes along and shows you, boom, there's the physical confirmation. That never gets old for me. You know, it's one of the reasons why I love doing these readings, and I've been so dedicated to them, and I'm going to continue because I do feel like so many people are going through these different threads of energy, and we have the solutions inside of us. We just have to tune into it, realize that we're not alone. Yeah, so I got another timing card of uncertain. I'm setting the timing cards aside. It's saying that this undetermined 50-50. So it's almost like there is a message coming through. You know what I'm getting for 50-50 is conforming. What are you conforming with? If there's a choice A, oh, my kitty just made an appearance. The only thing that I worry about that is I don't want him to catch on fire. What are you doing, Jasper? Come to say hello? Yeah, Jasper is one that likes to come in for my readings, but you know, he doesn't really have a way of getting in front of the camera. He wants to. I'm telling you, he wants to right now. But it's almost like if you look at polarity, you feminine and masculine, left and right. If you look at going the way of technology and going the way of nature, it seems like we're really being asked to make some choices. We're becoming aware that, hey, maybe this path I'm looking at is a little bit narrow for me. That's where I'm getting this conformity issue. It's like there's pressure to be a part of the echo chamber. Usually I like to wait until the cards are all completely pulled out, and I like to show the tabletop view for you. But so much is coming in as I'm reading this. And then there's the microphone. This is about speaking your truth. Yeah, something tells me that there's a part of you that is not aligned with your echo chamber. It's like you're going, I don't know if I agree with that. Yep, we got the thunderstorm. That is like some powerful energy. But it's also, I don't know, it's an opportunity to overcome some conflict. And I want to say that conflict is inner conflict. So let's go ahead and switch to the tabletop view and let's read these cards together, Pisces, shall we? Wow, I cannot believe what a powerful message is coming through. It's so clear. And I want to say that this is a pretty big struggle for some of you. This desire to fit in and go with your tribe. But I feel like it's kind of like, listen, there is some definite rooted energy, very grounded, very ascension oriented, source connected, high vibe energy here. And it's almost like whatever it is that you're working through, and I don't know if it is because we're in this, we are recording this in 2025, and there is just incredible shifts and changes. And what I'm getting here is that you may have been part of a think tank group of people, like have the same ideas and the same, you felt like you were so aligned. And I want to say something is telling me that something is pressing down on you. I guess because conformity came up with freedom, it's almost like the issue here is how can you belong and still have your freedom to express your truth? Because it seems like there might be some shifts and changes in what you're believing and what you're feeling that is making you feel like a little bit in a hostage situation where, oh my gosh, the word hostage is actually on this card. It's interesting. As much as I work with these cards, I don't always know all the words on the cards because certain words pop out at me. But I said hostage and saw that. And it's almost like I'm picking up on someone who's feeling a little bit like they have to go along with the crowd, even though because there's that echo chamber. But they're beginning to see that possibly some of the people that they are with they're not aligned. You're this person that I'm feeling the energy of, and I'm assuming that it's you, Pisces, is kind of feeling like, hey, I'm not feeling the same feelings that I was about the subjects that we talk about, but you're really struggling. It's like with the cross. It's like you're almost giving up your own need, or you're surrendering and releasing your need to speak your truth, which is sitting here right underneath it, interestingly enough, because you're down for the cause. It's like you feel like your peeps are needing you to support them in their cause, needing you to, I don't know, sacrifice your own need for truth because you feel that your voice is really important to help them. But it's like, oh, I'm beginning to feel that you're getting some strong opinions that may not go along with the people that you've been, hanging with, or people that have been part of your group. I want to say that that is causing you almost to have a little bit of the thunderstorm energy. This feels like a trouble. It does feel like some things are out of control. And and I want to say that depending upon who you are and where you are at in your journey, you might feel a little bit like in a victim mentality, like almost like being caged, like I really don't have an opportunity to say how I really feel, because if I do, we've got this oblivious, out of touch. People might start saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. They might be in denial themselves about some shifts and changes in their perspectives. But the thing that's happening right now is perspectives are changing, right? We are in a process as a collective of the map, which is exploring unknown destinations, trying to read the signs of what's happening, figure it out, and grab new perspectives on everything. And it is new perspectives that brings higher, I'd say higher perspectives, higher vibes. And once you get to those, oh, and see, there it is, higher perspective is right on this card. When you get to that higher perspective, you can let things go. Look at what's on this card: independence, freedom. So yeah, this does seem to indicate that we have an issue with, a collective of people who are feeling, you're part of a collective of people who are all starting to feel a little bit like I've got some shifts and changes going on here in what I know, in what I believe. And the truth is that everything that's happening right now is a very complex situation. And it is a struggle for a lot of people. This binding force is, again, conformity. Like, are you bound to hold the company line? And I want to say, this could be company, this could be a business. This doesn't have to be a group of friends. It could be just your community. It can be where you live. Maybe you have liberal tendencies and you're surrounded by a lot of conservative people, or vice versa. So there seems to be this belonging, fitting in kind of struggle here. So This 50-50, the 50-50, this is where this does, I guess it really does come into play, which is, which direction are you going to go in? I feel like you're being given the opportunity right now to call on the energy of the fishing pole, which is to say, hey, let's take a look in the mirror. Let's look at, self-reliance is less about groupthink. It's more about think for yourself. And if you think for yourself, can you speak for yourself? Can you extend yourself to others? Can you mentor others? Can you give them your perspectives and make your perspectives and opinions known, and be willing to take that risk? And I almost want to say, it's funny, down for the cause. It's like, are you willing to sacrifice? The greater good would be for you to speak your truth, whatever it is. If you've got different perspectives than the people that you're around, it actually is for the greater good for you to at least like broach those subjects, express it. And it's almost like you are sacrificing yourself, because there's always the chance that, you'll get kicked out of your group, or people are going to say, oh, well, I just don't, the pressure to conform kicks in, right? And but this to me says, with the bird cage and the cross, it's like you're wanting your freedom. The answer here is you to check the double-edged side of that sword and say, what's more important to me? Belonging with a group of people that don't really completely vibe with me, or do I step up on my own and start moving into, I think I switched these around, didn't I? I'm not sure. Yes, I did. Speaking your truth. How important is this to you? Listen, freedom. We're moving into a period of time. We've got to be able to express ourselves, but you do have a choice. You do have a choice as to whether you conform to your group. But the more you awaken to what truths are for you, the harder it's going to be to maintain that high vibe, because you're not going to feel the freedom to be who you truly are. So I just feel like this is something that you're working on right now, Pisces. And the central card of this top row, I think of these two cards as being really central. This is something that you are working on for your stability, your growth, the longevity, where you're really going. This is the enduring energy that you are going to carry forward from this expansion that you're making. And I think that the purpose of this reading, and I'm chilling on it, is just to bring this to your attention and to let you know that this is part of our collective. This is part of what's happening at the realm level, in order for us to be able to go into higher frequencies. And the higher frequencies are always, and I'm chilling on this, are always going to be about your freedom. It's always going to be about you lifting up into higher vibration. So, whatever you decide to do with this information is up to you, but know that you're not alone. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see what the Empower deck has to say. Oh, I've just definitely had something. All right. When you fully access your inner being, you will possess all the power of an infinite creator being. All right. So what's happening here is your inner being is coming in more and more strongly. And your inner being already knows everything, right? It already knows what the truth is about things. If your ego self is not aligned with the higher perspective and the higher truth, this inner being that is starting to come in and make itself known more and more with the shifts in this energy, yeah, it's showing you, it's going to start showing you truth. And people are shifting their perspectives on things, and this is, it can be just unbelievably different things. It could be the stupidest, smallest thing that all of a sudden you're like, wow, I've always thought this and now I don't. And so how are you going to allow this inner being to start to I want to say drive the school bus a little bit more. Like, are you opening up to your higher self, this inner being that has all this infinite wisdom, that will guide you through this process of where you need to stand your ground in terms of what you believe? You know, you may be the ripple in the pond of your soul group or your group that you're in. You may be that ripple in the pond to bring new consciousness to them. And it's just whether or not you're going to go in, you know, be down for the cause, give up, surrender, and allow yourself to be that heroic person that will say what needs to be said, that will ripple out. And, you know, inside of me, my inner guidance says that as long as you never attack anyone else's belief, but you open them up to new ideas, like, yeah, you know, I thought that too, but you know, I'm starting to wonder this, you know, is it possible this? And you open it up for people to look at, that this is a great way to speak your truth. You don't have to come in and say with a wrecking ball, well, you know, I used to think this, but I don't think that anymore. And I don't want, you know, I don't want to be around you because you're not thinking like me. It's not like that. It's not like you got to bust out of this cage, but you just gently open the door and you step out on the ledge, and then you kind of hang out on the outside of the cage. There's some people that like you being in that cage. I'm just going to say that. It makes them feel better about themselves. That's the echo chamber. That's the, you know, confirmation bias of the people around you that really does stop you from seeing clarity, because you might be breaking out of that thought pattern, and then you got someone else saying, you know, I really like in that cage better. So I guess the message that I'm getting for you is that on the way to really, really knowing your full power as an infinite creator being, you might have to slowly step out of that bird cage, you know, walk around the outside of the bird cage, let everyone get used to seeing you in that light. And you really end up mentoring others or providing them with some reflections that you've gotten. And this is an opportunity to overcome. This is an energy shift. And this is a place for, I want to say, the triumph over evil is not really evil, but it's the triumph over falsehoods or things that you no longer resonate with. So as you're slowly walking around that bird cage, at some point, you're going to want to lift off. You're going to want to rise up more and more. You're going to speak your truth more and more. You're going to find your way, and you're going to lead other people's out. And that is when you know the power of you as an infinite creator being. Wow. Wow, Pisces, that's very clear. I don't think that there's any, for me, there's any doubt that someone needed to hear that message. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to clear the table, and we're going to take a look at love messages from your person. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Intuit Twin Flame Oracle. This deck was written by Marla Kelly. She's a friend of mine. And I remember when she was creating this deck, it was before Intuit even, you know, became partners with her in creating it. She was using little white cards for reading for me in my situation. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are incredible cards. And since then, she's really improved. She improved the deck when it came time to publish it, and it's got a bunch of different categories of messages. The messages I'm going to be bringing through are from your person, your highest connection person that you have here, or even on the other side. Things that they want you to know. This could be a person that you do know. It could be the person that catalyzed you on a twin flame journey, or it could just be, oh, I'm chilling on that one, or it could be a person that you have not met yet that is your counterpart, and they want you to know something. So I always assume that we're going to have different threads of energy coming in, so you should know which messages are for you based on these messages that are coming. Let's see what does Pisces have coming in terms of messages from their person. The first one we got is someone is feeling sexual energy between the two of you, but it's beyond physical attraction. And what they're saying is that whatever we're feeling for each other, it needs to be elevated to a higher expression of and deep expression of unconditional love. So some of you may have a relationship with someone or a sexual connection with someone who they know that they're staying on the fringe of the relationship by focusing on the physical expression, but they really know that they need to take this to a higher level in order to progress in the relationship. So it's just the awareness that this counterpart person, this special person, is aware of that. They're also, well, I don't want to say they're also, this could be a different thread of energy, but this person is saying that they know that union is an energy and not a physical construct. That's why I kind of tied the two together. They know that when you're not together, they do feel your energy. And I want to say for the new relationship blueprint that's coming in, I have been heavily getting the information that these connections are heating up in the quantum. There is a pull that everyone is feeling towards their person, and it is a very big part of the shifts that we're going through. Even though we might all be focused on what's happening out there, part of what our journey is we're finding that non-polarity within a relationship, which is the original blueprint. Okay, so another message is coming in for someone that says, I need you to trust me. Oh my gosh. It's so weird how I have these bursts of energy come through me, and it's like I know that there's a specific person, and that's how I know it, because I'm feeling their energy and they're desperate for you to trust them. They are working towards getting together with you. They are doing whatever they need to. And I want to say don't believe what you see on the surface. That's the message that comes through with that. Don't believe what you see on the surface, because even if you're seeing this person with someone else, or even if you're seeing them, do destructive things in the relationship, they are signaling to you that this is part of their journey. Please don't give up on them. They need you to believe in them. Okay. And that doesn't mean you have to center your life around them. No, goodness, no. But it does mean compassion for where they're at, and have faith that they're working on it. What other messages do we have for Pisces? Got a message coming in for a viewer, or a collective of viewers. What would that be? We got a mirrors card. You're projecting your own fears and limitations onto me. Go within to understand that you are seeing yourself and not me. Ooh, now that's also bringing through powerful energies. I'm feeling that. Not quite in my tear ducts, but I am feeling it really strongly. And I want to say, this might be who you belong with. Are you in different friend group kind of thing? Are you hanging around different kinds of people? Is there some projection going on in who you belong with, who they belong with? Yeah, something's coming up about that. But they're trying to tell you, if there's something that's triggering you, if you've got some fears about them, even if it's that they won't show up for you, just know that you're projecting those fears and limitations onto that connection. And if you go and look at it, you're removing some blocks to love, if that makes sense. All right, what other messages have we got? Got two right here. Let's take them one at a time. All right, someone is saying they're trying to connect with you and give you a message. Can you hear me? So maybe you have felt the call to this person. Maybe you've been getting specific messages. I think of you might even see them doing certain things and then find out later, oh my gosh, they did those things. It's kind of like there's a telepathic communications going on here. They're testing it. They want to know if you're feeling that. There's another thread of energy that's saying our love is eternal. It exists in every dimension and cannot be lost. Again, I'm getting a lot of information coming in for counterparts that at the highest levels, your person knows that this is a unity consciousness thing. It's a frequency, it's a vibrational match. We've got two union cards here. It just means that this is, I'm chilling on this, It just means that, you're working your way towards each other. And this person really wants you to know that they really want to hold you in their arms and feel your bodies unite as one. So there's another, it's a romantic message, but I'm still picking that up as a union card. Even if you don't know this person is tuned into you. You may be tuning into them. You're missing the feeling of holding someone, of not just holding someone, but holding that someone and uniting. So there's a real strong energy coming in for union on that. What else have we got? Okay, so someone's person is really beginning to focus on their mission, and that they know that you're part of that. You're part of the connection to that mission. So that may not be for everyone, but I think inside of yourself, if you feel like there's a partner that's missing in the work that you're doing or your mission that you're here to do. So for example, my mission right now does have to do with creating content that helps people know that they're not alone in going through some of the shifts and changes. And yeah, wouldn't it be really nice if I had that person who happened to do video production, or who had digital marketing? It's the synergism that comes along with your person who has a certain skill set that matches yours to work a mission. So like, it's not always like a twin flame mission, although it could be. So for this reading, there is someone coming through that is saying, hey, if you find yourself in a situation where you need that kind of help and assistance in this lifetime, you might have that kind of agreement with the person. So let's go ahead and just get a couple more cards. What other messages do we have for Pisces? Okay. Don't be tempted to disconnect. Wait a minute. Don't be tempted to disconnect from source. Our connection to source is the love and healing we require. And I want to say this is your open heartedness. So if you are not staying open because of anything that you've experienced that keeps your heart closed, then, this person is just saying to you, this is where we connect to source in each other, is in the heart space. And that is I want to say that's where the frequency, you have a soul vibrational frequency match. It is felt in the heart. So it is this that is bringing you together. So let's go ahead and, all right, we've got one more card here. We must remember that we are gods and goddesses. And I want to say we are infinite creator beings. So we need to work to embody that energy. And that is where we are getting into, if we take this full circle back to the beginning of the reading, trying to fit in until you really know where you belong, where you feel the most free, right? You cannot embody the energy of your higher self until you are really true to yourself and you're willing to do that that work to get to that space. And the more you do that, the more you have access to your inner being. The more access you have to your inner being, the more aligned you become with the vibrational frequency of the true counterpart connection. And yeah, wow, that is such a powerful message coming in. Wow, Pisces, that's some pretty specific information and guidance. I hope that there was a message here for you. I also have another video you might want to check out if you want to go a little bit deeper into messages from your person. I did a pick a card reading with 4 different readings. I think they're all like a half hour. And if you're looking for a little bit more specific, go in and check that out. I put a link in the description box. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to reading for you again. So until next time, take care. Bye.